Hello, gang. Welcome to the stream. What is up? This is Thursday's bonus stream. As promised on yesterday's stream, we hit the sub goal. So, as promised, here we are, the Thursday bonus stream. It's a little bit later than we usually do. So, I'm hoping that I have the energy levels to make sure we still have a fun stream, right? It's too late for me to be like like an energy drink or like caffeine or of any form. But we do have a bunch of things that we need to get to, and yeah, it may be a little bit chiller of a stream. I don't really know what that means, to be honest, because I don't feel like my streams get super hectic in any case. But yeah. So basically, I think I'm actually going to use this time to, for once, get around to actually doing all of the different chores that I should be doing on a more regular basis, but don't get around to. Mainly because of the fact that, as we looked at yesterday's stream, there's still a couple, well, not a couple, most of my alts are still not anywhere near optimized enough to make as much gold as they should be making. And so, yeah, that's what I was thinking we're probably going to do on today's stream is we'll hop through the different alts. We'll look at some of the different builds. I mean, sort of similar to what we've done on some of the other streams as well. But today, a little bit more specific. I think we're going to be a little bit less aimless than we usually are on stream and try and stay a little bit more focused. But we have tailoring builds to look through. We have a blacksmithing build we're going to look at. We may also, I know we said that we would probably do an alchemist from scratch. But honestly, I don't know how long this stream is gonna go. I think it's probably gonna be a shorter stream. I don't think we're gonna do the full like 4+ hours. And so I unfortunately am gonna push the full like alchemy from zero to tomorrow's stream. Also, if in case anyone was like waiting for looking forward to catching that live, then I think it's nicer to do it on an actual scheduled stream as opposed to this one where I kind of just like 20 minutes ago posted on Twitter and in the Discord that we were going live. Yeah, so like I said, I think we're going to go through some of my tailors. We have my auction house is kind of empty right now. I haven't really been like we did some crafting on stream yesterday. But we haven't really done I haven't really been staying on top of my crafting is the simplest way to put it, right? So we'll go through and do that. We won't do anything like looking at new add-ons or anything like that, though we do have a couple more. Any of that stuff I'll keep for tomorrow's stream. Anyway, welcome in, everyone. I see we have a bunch of people on YouTube and on Twitch. Hello, 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 everyone. Glad so many people were still able to make it despite the later time frame and me kind of going live randomly. What's up? Welcome in, Bipolar Taco. Thank you for the follow, Angelina Blossom and Nancy Charlotte. Very much appreciate those. On Twitch here, let's see. What's up, Bipolar Taco? Just watched a video of a guy making and selling alloys. Went from 500K to just over 5 million. Yeah, dude, people have been making stupid amounts of gold with alloys, and I was very tempted to get into that market as well. But honestly, I've set up a bunch of characters who theoretically should be able to just sit there and like bulk churn out items that I could sell for a profit, and I just don't end up doing it, right? Like the AFK crafting I like in theory. I like the idea of like, oh, I'll just queue up like 2,000 alloys and like leave WoW there, but I get too restless anytime I do that. And so as a result, like I don't end up doing as much of that as I probably should do. I've tried setting that up with like the bracer crafting, the finishing reagents, right? Missives, I did a little bit of missive crafting earlier. But yeah, alloys have been stupid amounts of gold. I think there was a Reddit post as well. And I know some of the other content creators have also done some videos on alloys. Well, I mean, to be honest, that was also one of the things that made me a little skeptical about entering the alloy market, is that I saw that the people on YouTube had started making videos about it. And as I always say, once like a gold making thing hits YouTube, or at least like a larger YouTube content creator covers it for gold making, that probably means the market is going to go belly up pretty soon, if not right then. But yeah, you got to get the startup capital still. Yeah, so I mean, Like I keep saying, I think the absolute best way to get that startup capital by far is just a profession equipment. We're currently on the on my profession equipment banker. Um, and I don't know how much gold we have in the mailbox, but I feel like this is the easiest and cheapest market to get into. Pick a profession like, I mean, really, any more or less all of them other than alchemy have some profession equipment you can craft. I think still my go to recommendation is always going to be tailoring, because it's just so versatile, right? And yeah, I mean, craft the profession equipment. That's great. The green profession equipment. In doing that, you'll have to spend points into like the. I mean, we covered the build on stream before, but I'll just give a quick recap if in case it helps. Um, is basically all you got to do is for tailoring, you kind of get the double dip because there isn't a dedicated profession equipment tree. Instead, you go into hats and into robes. And so in doing that, not only can you do all of the green profession equipment, the blue profession equipment, but you can also do crafting orders for the epic items. You can do crafting orders for the PvP gear, and you can also sell the PvP gear on the auction house, as well as you can also do the blue leveling gear, and all of that stuff you can also sell cross realm. I mean, other than the crafting order stuff. Which is why I absolutely love this build, right? Like that tailor's made the most for me. And then as you get more and more knowledge points, right, then you start maybe start with, I think we said hats was the better one to go with, just because there's more green profession equipment that have the hats. And then, I mean, as you start to save up your artisan security, you make a little bit of gold, then you can start getting the better profession equipment, and start buying the recipes for artisan's acuity, right? Like these ones here. This guy is literally just focused on finishing reagents. And we need to do some crafting for that as well. Because, I mean, just look at this, right? This guy isn't even 100 tailoring skill. And, okay, I guess we have 90 knowledge points spent into, like, relevant things. But you honestly don't need to go this hard. And also, it's not that hard to get to this point anymore. With the catch-up mechanisms and things like that, I think you should be able to get to 90 knowledge points without too much difficulty. And then this guy's able to craft, these polishing cloths at a 40% profit margin. And that's especially crazy because they're so cheap to craft to begin with, right? But this is the kind of thing, these are the kinds of things you can do with tailoring. I mean, this is why I'm saying that I feel like tailoring is just by far the GOAT profession of this expansion for me so far. I mean, I think enchanting has been great for making gold, but it's a pretty sweaty one, and to get your like epic profession equipment and stuff like that, it's expensive. It's expensive, and you also got to have a lot of startup capital because most of the the rank 3 enchants are expensive to craft. Just for the like profane tinderboxes alone. I mean, there are enchants that you can craft that will sell for a lot that don't require the profane tinderbox, but more or less any of the ones that you'd actually want to sell sort of rely on it, whereas tailoring doesn't really have that. I mean, this guy is not really min-max. He has a blue profession tool, but even that doesn't make that much of a difference. And he's literally just spec'd into crafting finishing reagents. And you'll see these are the 4 items that he crafts. If we just look at the profit margins here, 664%, 28%, 40%, and 72%. I mean, the worst one out of these is 28%. And again, these are on the region-wide auction house, so you very conceivably can sell more or less, really high volumes of these without too much undercutting and cancel scanning and stuff like that. You only need 1 more knowledge point, and you got the pattern for the blue scanning knife. Oh, sick. You've only been playing for a week. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, I mean, exactly my point, right? Like, I think the catch-up mechanisms and things that they have really been working. At least it feels a lot easier to catch up in this expansion on alts that I didn't do professions at the start with, especially compared to Dragonflight. Because Dragonflight, if you didn't have an alt that you stayed on top of from week 1, you were behind. If you really, really wanted to get sweaty and whatever, you could probably get away with farming up some dirt and trying to catch up that way. But it was a trash tier system. It was not a fun time. But okay, why did we hop onto my main again? I think I had a reason that I wanted to do that. I don't remember what it was. because we crafted enchants and we crafted for jewel crafting. There's not really much we need to do, but we'll see. You're going on Wowhead tonight and getting all the points you can. Yeah, so I mean, I would honestly say the best thing you could do is just get this weak aura right here. It's called Myu's, MYU. This one, Muse Knowledge Points Tracker. Can I shift click to create a chat link? Can I? Oh, boom. Okay, so I can just drop this in the chat. Yeah, this weak aura I cannot recommend highly enough, because this tells you everything. If you're doing it, if you're trying to set it up for multiple alts, then I would make the argument that the weekly knowledge, this add-on right here, may be a little bit more handy. Just because of the fact that you can see your alts at a glance from here, which is really, really nice. And is also a reminder to me that I need to actually do these things on my alts. But yeah, because Wowhead, it can sometimes be a little bit confusing. The thing I like about the weak aura is that you can just click on exactly where you need to get all the knowledge point treasures and all that fun stuff. And they've added in this little feature that now allows you to see what it, on paper at least, it seems to be telling you that this is, it seems to have some sort of way that they figured out to calculate how many knowledge, like catch up knowledge points you should be eligible for. Now, I'm not sure how they're doing that because I haven't seen like any coverage anywhere about anyone else figuring this out. It seems to literally just be in this weak aura. But essentially the way it's supposed to work is, if you're joining in later in the season, later in the expansion, you would have missed the knowledge points that you get from like the treatise, the weekly quests, right? Patron crafting orders and things like that. And there's a secret currency that was data mined. Wait, where did they cover this? Because I check Wowhead religiously, if I'm being honest. But I may have missed it because I was, prior to this, I was just like having dinner and getting set up for stream. But basically the way the catch-up system works is that if you are starting this week, you didn't stay on top of your patron orders, on top of everything, you'll start to get these patron crafting orders that reward 1 knowledge point and just that. And that supposedly is the catch-up mechanism, right? Saw it in that video. All right, let's check out this video because I'm genuinely intrigued by this. Oh, okay. Mantheus put up a video. Fair enough. He was okay. Okay. Funnily enough, I was watching Mantheus' stream last night, and he was saying that he couldn't understand where they were coming up with this number for him, and so I just assumed that if Mantheus didn't know about it, we probably hadn't figured out a source yet. All right, I'll check that out off stream. Or after the stream. But okay, I guess we figured out how they're calculating it. I don't know. It still seems a little janky. Because on one hand, the enchanting one, like enchanting for my main and for my main alt, which admittedly are the 2 characters that have done the most profession stuff, it does show as a 0. Which on paper kind of makes sense. At the same point, I don't think there's been... Well, I suppose patron crafting orders I haven't stayed on top of for my jewel crafter. And so it would make sense that we would have more knowledge points available here. But then it's also a little bit janky in that for some of my enchanters, it's showing me that I can catch up like 50 knowledge points, which I don't fully believe. I mean, if I can, that would be lit because that's an extra 250 artisans acuity right there, which will just make it super, super easy for them to get all their blue equipment. But I don't know how much I buy that. You know what I mean? In any case, yeah, I think the weak aura is a great way to go about it. And then if you're doing it on alts as well, then I think the weekly knowledge add-on is hard to beat just because you can see all of your characters at a glance. And if you hit this little checklist button, then you also get a similar interface to the weak aura, and you can do the same thing of like clicking on things to get the locations linked to you. Can I hide completed objectives? Yeah, there we go. All right. Anyway, so let's quickly check our patron orders since we're on here, I suppose. Oh, they've changed the interface for this. Knowledge points only ignore spark recipes, allow concentration. Are there any of these that aren't like stupidly overpriced? Do I need? Well, I think I do need artisan's acuity on this dude. I mean, to be fair, who doesn't need artisan's acuity on any character at this point? Crafting and gathering work different too, and enchanting is also kind of a hybrid. Yeah, for sure. Well, so for gathering, because gathering I've probably spent the least amount of time on, but for gathering, it also showed me like a huge number here. Does that mean once I've gotten all my weekly knowledge and I've done the quest and I've done the like basic stuff that I can just keep mining and keep getting knowledge points? Because if that was the case, why would anyone be trying to like? It's pointless to buy the knowledge point books then, right? Because at a certain point, you'll just get enough knowledge points directly from the tree. You get extra? Yeah, I guess you get it sooner. But I don't know. I guess with gathering, you don't have as much in the way of like diminishing returns. Whereas for crafting, I think for a lot of, well, maybe it's just the builds that I'm doing or the way that I'm viewing it, right? Where I guess if you just have one enchanter, then you don't really, like, then there's no reason, like, then the more knowledge points you get, the better it would be in general. Whereas for me, the way I have it is I have three different enchanters, each specialize into different things. And so now I'm definitely at the point where having more knowledge points I'll take, but they don't really help me be better at the thing that I'm trying to do. I mean, my blacksmith is an example of this, right? So he's just focused on crafting these consumable stones, right? And as you can see, we've already maxed out all the knowledge points that I need him to do, for him to do everything he needs, like that I want him to do. I suppose I do need to put some point into weapon stones, and that's what we're going to be doing on stream now, and then crafting a bunch of these to wing up on the auction house. But I mean, once we've spent these 20 points, there's not really much else that he's going to benefit from. I guess the resourcefulness will be a nice little boost. Ingenuity, I guess, if I ever remember to use any of my characters as concentration, would be nice to have. Which is, again, very much a like, do as I say, not as I do. Use your concentration. Don't be a moron like me and let it pile up like this. This should be a nightmare to anyone who cares about making gold. Seeing that I'm capped on concentration on all my characters. That is not what you want to do in the slightest. Okay, we're gonna take a quick little break, and then we'll come back and get into the swing of things. Welcome to the stream, everyone who's just joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're joining for the first time, please consider following, subscribing, liking, all the things, right? All of the social media things. We all know them. I don't need to recap them. If you're enjoying the stream, please consider doing that. All right, let's take a quick little break, and we'll come back in a few minutes. See you guys. Oh, all right, and we are back. Shorter break than usual, as promised. All right, so I can't, like I said, I can't. It's too late for me to be doing an energy drink, but I grabbed some sour candy, so we'll do that instead, and hopefully that'll give me some more energy as well. Bipolar Taco redeemed ad time. Well, we just had an ad. Do you want another ad? It actually won't let me run an ad for a little bit, but let me know in chat whenever you actually want me to run an ad. Okay, so like I was saying, with blacksmithing, we're basically what we're going to be doing now is we're just going to spend the rest of our knowledge points in basically maxing out weapon stones. Because until earlier this week, it was bugged, and for whatever reason, the Iron Claw weight stone was taking the skill from the tool stone, and so as a result, I did craft and sell a bunch of there we go. We sold 200,000 gold to the rank 2s and about 34,000. So about 250,000 gold probably, because Trade Skills Master doesn't pick everything up. Yeah, we sold like 250,000 gold worth of these prior to Blizzard fixing what I guess turned out to be a bug. Blizzard, if you are watching this, please know I didn't think it was like I thought it may be a little bit bugged. I didn't think there was anything. I thought maybe it was supposed to work that way. All right, because nothing in the description made it seem like it was a bug. Other than if you actually read the text of this, it does kind of say that this talent tree was supposed to only give us points for tool enhancement, and so I suppose maybe if I spoke better English, I would have understood that. Deny. Yep. I don't know why I'm even pretending to have known anything about this. It's caught me completely by surprise. I had no idea that would be the case. Okay, let's do our patron orders real quick on this guy. I don't want to spend too much time on each character because I know on a lot of the I feel like very often on stream, not just on stream to be fair, gang. This is what I do off stream as well, is I end up spending way too much time on individual characters doing things that are kind of pointless or dumb. So today we're going to try and be a little bit more efficient. All right, so let's quickly do this guy's patron orders for blacksmithing. We'll unlock the weapon stones and we'll craft a bunch of those, right? Figure out our trade skill master pricing operation. And let's also check tailoring patron orders. Although honestly, with the tailoring stuff, this guy doesn't really have much more that I want him to do with tailoring. Outside of, any other points he gets, we're probably just going to continue to dump into dawn weaving. And then we should probably do his cooldowns as well. And let's use up all of his concentration as well. So we'll do the patron orders also because tailoring patron orders are cheap as all heck. So we may as well, right? I mean, we won't do any of the ones like these 3,000, 4,000 gold. Not worth it, right? This guy, even the 1,000 gold one isn't going to be worth it because I'm not doing anything on this guy where the points are going to be worth that much. I think he has all of his blacksmithing equipment, or we're close to the leather. No, the professional blacksmith's toolbox. Wait, why don't I have that? Okay, I guess we'll craft that for ourselves. Okay, so I guess he does technically still need more artisan's acuity, I guess. Because I was gonna say for tailoring, I don't know if I was gonna say I don't know if I'm going to bother getting him the remaining profession equipment. But now that I think of it, it's probably still worth it because the tailoring professional equipment's pretty cheap. And for blacksmithing, yeah, he does need the proficient blacksmith's toolbox. I don't know why I crafted this at rank 3. I'm going to kick myself because this is the one that has multi-craft on it, and so I do want this at rank 5. And it's probably going to cost me more to now fix this into a rank 5 than it would have to just craft it at rank 5 to begin with. But hey, it is what it is. Learn from my mistakes. Because every time I've tried to cheap out on profession equipment, I've always come back to regret it. So I would say if you can afford it, and unless it really doesn't make sense, just get the rank 5 profession equipment, right? If it's something like the difference is you can get the rank 3 for like 2,000 gold, and then the rank 5 costs like 20 or even 50,000 gold, right? Because I think some of the enchanting one and stuff like that can sometimes get stupidly expensive like that. In those cases, and I think that's what basically happened here with blacksmithing, because I know the leatherworking equipment can get pretty pricey, and I think that's why I did that. But I'm definitely already kicking myself because at some point or the other, I'm going to want to get him the rank 5, and if I just need to pay it up front, at least I can start earning that back quicker than if I get the cheap one and then end up paying more down the line to upgrade it anyway. Are public orders cross realm? No. So sorry, probably shouldn't have started talking right after grabbing some candy there. No, so crafting orders in general are locked to your realm. That's actually one of the only profession things that is still like realm restricted. And that's one of the few things that, like, if you play on a low pop server, you can't really enter the crafting order system super efficiently. Because if you play on a server if you play on a dead realm that just doesn't have any crafting orders, unless you server transfer, there's not really much you can do about that, which kind of sucks. But I also get why they didn't do region wide crafting orders, because it would just be even more of a race to the bottom than it already is sometimes. You want to put in an order for an axe, but you don't know what to put as a commission? Honestly, I would... Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know why the sour candy is impacting me today as much as it is. Oh, I eat a lot of sour candy. I'm very good at eating sour candy. But it's just like lighting up my throat right now. I think trying to talk while eating sour candy is not working. So what I would say is, for most of these, I would just drop a message in trade chat, right? Linking the item that you want crafted, and see if any crafters message you, and then you could just negotiate with them that way. Alternatively, I would just put up a crafting order. If you're doing it public, well, first I would say don't put it public. If you're crafting PvP gear, you're probably okay. Even then, I would try and find someone that you can send a personal order to. The reason being is that with a personal order, or even with a guild order, you can specify a minimum quality level. You don't want to be in a situation where you provide rank 3 materials and whoever picks up the public crafting order kind of sucks at the profession, and so you end up with like a rank 2 or 3 finished product, simply because of the fact that the crafter just didn't have enough skill to craft it at a decent quality. Which is why I would drop a message in trade chat first and see if you can find someone through there. And then you can negotiate with them on the commission. I mean, for rank 5 items, have been charging like 15K for the commission. But there's a lot of people who aren't willing to spend that much. And in a lot of cases, if someone asks me like, hey, can you do this for 10K instead, I won't even bother like negotiating with them. I'll just go ahead and do it. Because by and large, I mean, as long as I'm making, $5,000, I'm kind of happy with it. Yeah, but it depends on the individual crafter. A lot of people will do it for a lot cheaper than that. I set it to that just because let's be honest, I'm a little rich in the game, and so I can be a bit more picky. And a lot of times I'm like doing something else, and so it's for like less than $5,000. I just don't feel like it's necessarily worth me interrupting what I'm doing. I interrupt myself more than enough without like interrupting to do a crafting order for like $2,000 or whatever. But again, if you're playing on a low pop server, it goes two ways, right? Because if you're on a low pop server, there's a lot fewer customers, and so crafters may be a lot more willing to do things for cheap. On the flip side, there's also a lot fewer crafters, so there may only be 2 or 3 people on the server who are online at that time who can actually craft the item that you want, and they know that as well. But if it's your BIS, then yeah, I would definitely go with the rank 5. And it shouldn't be too hard to find any item, really, especially if it's a weapon. I feel like there's a lot of like blacksmiths that have gone weapon spec and are constantly spamming chat. But again, I play on Illidan, so there's a lot of everything. All right, wait. Can you guys see the WoW instant messenger trade chat, like chat messages. And I guess all we're doing here is just restocking our guild bank with the unsold profession equipment, just so I can list the rest of the profession equipment on that we have on Illidan, and then we'll I don't need to. And then we'll actually do the the blacksmithing stuff that I was talking about. I love that we're already getting distracted. Touralon is a decent pop server. Yeah, I think I've sold some. I think I sell some of my stuff on Touralon, and yeah, you know what, we can check. And I think I've had decent sales on there. Cause I don't bother posting on like super low pop server just because it's not even worth taking the time to post, right? In a lot of cases, Touralin. No, okay, never mind. I haven't sold anything on there. I'm thinking of Azuralon, I think is what I was getting confused with. But yeah, Touralon, I know I've bought some recipes off of there, and yeah, I think it's like a medium pop server, right? I wouldn't have too many concerns. I don't think it should be too difficult to find someone to craft items for you, or to find customers for that matter. Because yeah, I mean, low pop servers kind of suck, but medium pop servers you may actually even do bigger numbers because of the fact that if you play your cards right, you can probably become like the main crafter on that server. If you're looking at crafting orders, which again, I don't necessarily know that I would recommend to most people. I like, even for me, I don't see crafting orders as a main gold making source. I mainly just to me, the equation was just, I have a bunch of characters that are very good at crafting items and that have, you know, profession equipment and skill and like enchants and things like that. And so I may as well see if I can make a little bit more gold with them by doing crafting orders for people as well. And it's been a decent little earner for me. I mean, on this account, you guys probably saw right there, we've done about 60,000 gold in crafting orders in the past month. But on my main account, which is where the bulk of my crafters are, I was looking at the number earlier today because I'm planning on putting out a little bit of a video about CraftScan. And look at that, 821,000 gold in the past month, but from crafting orders. But the crazier thing about this isn't even the fact that it's 821,000 in the past month. It's this number here, right? 730,000 here. Let's. So this add-on CraftScan, in the past week since I got it, right? Because I think we covered it on the last Friday stream. So just about a week. This one. All right, let's do the YouTube clickbait intro here. This add-on made me more than 731,000 gold in crafting orders in under a week. Write down the timestamp. All right, stick that at the start of the video. But yeah, I mean, literally since getting the add-on, I've made 731,000 gold in the past week with crafting orders, which is insane to me, right? Because they're crafting orders. I mean, there's a non-zero amount of cost that I'm using for like the different items that will give me a little bit of extra skill, but we're talking like 100 to at most, the most expensive ones of those items is like 2,000 gold, and I don't use many of the 2,000 gold items. It's usually I can just guarantee it at rank 5, and that's not even, I mean, this week I started actually, you know, speccing characters into being able to do flipping crafting orders, like focusing on being able to be good at crafting orders. Until now, until a couple days ago, this was just purely off of the characters that I had put together to bulk craft things. They were just able to craft things at like professional equipment and stuff like that. They were already able to craft it, and so if someone sends me a crafting order, it's not like I invested anything into being able to do that, or for that reason. It's just kind of like bonus gold over the top is the way I see it, which I think is kind of handy, right? Like plan A should be to craft something in bulk that you can stick on the auction house. And then while doing that, if you can also find some items that people want to raise crafting orders for, well and good. It's yeah. I mean, because I think the reason is that you can't really create your own demand. You can try advertising a bit, but I honestly think that's kind of pointless. There's an add-on that you can use that will like help you essentially spam your trade chat if we're being honest here. But I mean I used that all of Dragonflight and didn't see much in the way of results with it. I haven't seen too much in terms of results with it in the War Within either, and I don't expect that to change because if you play on dang near any server, I mean trade chat is just constantly filled with people advertising whatever they can craft, right? And I know anytime I'm looking to get something crafted, I'm probably not going to spend a bunch of time reading trade chat. Instead, I'll just link the item I want and do like an LFC, like looking for crafter, right? Or LF and then the item, and then someone who can craft it will whisper me. And that's where the craft scan add-on is great because it allows you to do that without actively needing to monitor trade chat yourself. But I think fundamentally the issue I have with depending on crafting orders to make gold is that you can't really generate your own demand. If no one needs a crafting order for a skinning knife, there's not really too much you can do to get them to need a skinning knife, right? Whereas with the auction house, it's a little bit easier because especially if you're doing anything that's on the region-wide auction house, it's a lot easier to tap into that demand, and the auction house will always have more demand than there is. Well, I mean, an even amount of demand and supply, essentially, I suppose. But it's just a lot easier to like. There's a lot more demand on the region-wide auction house, or in general, it requires less like active time, right? Like the auction house can be a bit more passive in terms of gold making, which is why it allows you to scale a bit better. The server is moderate pop, so you get a bit of both worlds, good prices, and decent amounts of people to sell to. Yeah, see, mid pop servers are great, man. It's been years since I played on a mid pop server, because back in the day I used to play on an RP PvP server, which was very low pop, basically a dead server, right? And then I transferred to Illidan. I transferred all my characters from that RP PvP server to Illidan. And Illidan is obviously one of the craziest servers in terms of everything, certainly in terms of population. And yeah, but medium pop servers are kind of nice because you can it's a lot easier to control a market or to corner a market. Whereas on something like Illidan, yeah, good luck. There's almost nothing that you're actually going to be able to like corner a market on, which is fine because it more than makes up for it in demand, right? That profession equipment, the margins are crap, but guess what? I can list them up without even cancel scanning. I know that I'll still sell a couple 100,000 gold by tomorrow. A couple 100,000 gold worth of them by tomorrow. Ooh, the mic is picking up the rapper like crazy. Hopefully that isn't too disturbing to the ears. All right, sorry. I'm just going to mute myself every time I'm chewing on the sour candy because I feel like me smacking my lips on the microphone is not going to be pleasant for anyone. Dude, so many people want these concentrated cloaks. But so, I mean, that's another example, right? The tailor that I'm referring all these orders to went into the profession equipment build that I was talking about and has made a boatload of gold through doing that. By doing that, I also realized that actually I only needed about 20 more knowledge points to be able to craft the cloaks at rank 5. And using this add-on craft scan, you can see what the most popular items that are constantly being looked for are, because it analyzes your trade chat, right? And so I mean I saw here, look, consecrated cloak, rank number 3. There's an average of 18 orders going out per day. as many as seven orders being requested per hour. And so that's why I decided, look, I may as well start specking into cloaks. And so far, we've made a good goal by just doing crafting orders for those. And again, it's more or less completely passive in terms of like I'm not spamming trade chat. I'm not. I literally just click that button every time it pops, hit the name of the player that asked for the order, and then yeah, you can use the add-on to also like set up default messages that you can send to people with like your commission and what quality mats they need and for all the like basic questions that people ask, which is super handy and definitely takes a lot of the pain out of dealing with like crafting orders for actual people. Because Lord knows, as much as we all enjoy playing WoW, I feel like one of the things we don't enjoy doing as much is interacting with a bunch of random players, at least as much as possible. Which is always hilarious to me about WoW, is that it can be such an anti-social game. All right, should I use an ever-burning ignition for this? Yeah. Can I be bothered to go and pick up more core allies if I need to? Honestly, not really. Screw it. We'll lose 15 gold by crafting it. Let's send it. Forge. Use up the ever-burning ignition, and then we hammer out all those patron orders, and we'll just craft another one for when we're doing the actual weapon stones. And I'm gonna use this as an excuse to have another piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I haven't watched Family Guy in a while. I gotta catch up. Are you watching it bipolar.com? Is it like are the newer seasons keeping up? I've not seen it in a while. Either my kiddo is obsessed with Bob's Burgers. Is Bob's Burgers good? I feel like I've heard so much about it, and I've been tempted to get into it, but realistically, the only like animated show that I can reliably enjoy is Family Guy, and I feel like they do a pretty decent job. It's been a while since I've watched Family Guy, but I feel like if I'm ever in the mood to watch something animated and like switch off my brain, then Family Guy is my go-to. Does Bob's Burger work that well as well? H. John Benjamin, is that the creator, or is that one of the voice actors? Oh, dude, did we do all of our crafting orders without using the resourcefulness tool? Yeah, that would suck. We were using a multi-craft tool. That kind of sucks. It is what it is. Why is it not finishing this craft? PvP gloves are recraft. Yeah, we're not doing that. He's the voice of one of the Family Guy characters too. Ah, okay. Archer. Yeah, Archer as well is another one of those that I feel like I've heard a lot of good things about, but I haven't really watched much of it myself. I feel like that's the psychology vibes for me, is like playing WoW and like watching Family Guy, or like watching cartoons while playing WoW was how I spent an ungodly amount of my college hours. Okay, so we completed the blacksmithing patron crafting orders, as well as our tailoring ones. Was there anything else that we needed to do? All right, suppose we should hit the mailbox, open up all of our knowledge points, and get crack-a-lack in here. Damn it, I forgot that I haven't cleaned out this guy's mailboxes, so I can't use the all other box. Like the all other mail button here. He's Carl, the convenience store clerk and family guy. Ah, okay. Good stuff. But okay, let's see. How far do we get with the artisan's cutie? 325. Boom. We have enough to craft the professional equipment we need. Yeah, so I mean, just between yesterday's stream and today, we've sold about another 50,000 gold with this. And again, that's also because of the fact that I was slacking and didn't post up most of my auctions. Had I been on top of it, I would have probably been able to do a slightly better job. You have to dip for a work meeting soon? Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for stopping by, especially with the last minute go live notification. Don't stress too much about missing out on anything. Like I said, today's gonna be a shorter stream, and it's gonna be a somewhat chiller stream. In that, I mean, as you can probably tell from my energy levels already. I think because of the fact that I know that I think because I knew that I had to do a late stream today, is why I'm suddenly feeling more tired. You know what I mean? Like it's never hard for me to stay up until 5 a.m. on a regular night. But if I have a flight that I have to stay up till 5 a.m. for, all of a sudden I'm the guy who goes to bed at 9:30. You know what I mean? Like in terms of tiredness levels. You'll check out tomorrow. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. We'll do at least 2 different alchemy builds. We may do as many as 4 because I also need to finish off alchemy on my other 2 characters that already have alchemy. So I think tomorrow we'll do a bunch of an alchemy deep dive. Well, thank you so much for stopping by Bipolar Taco. And good luck for your work meeting. All right, and with that said, actually, I think we are going to take a quick little break. I'm going to grab a little snack as well. All right, so see you guys in a few. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. How's it going? If you're watching live, drop a message in chat. Let me know how it's going. Let me know what's up. Are you guys making gold? Are you guys trying to find ways to make gold? Do you guys have any professions that you want specific builds or tips for or anything like that? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm here for y'all, so. And yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a follow, whatever the thing is, whatever the platform you're on, whatever that platform does, do the thing, pretty please. But okay, so we completed all of our patron orders. We still need to pick up the knowledge point treasures for this dude, but I think probably right now we're just gonna max out the weapon stones tree like we said, and get him his final piece of profession equipment, and then start churning out those weapon stones. Now, ideally, any more knowledge points he gets, we're gonna basically start pumping into resourcefulness here with the ever-burning forge, right? Because whatever build you're doing with blacksmithing, essentially you're gonna want to put these in. Hey, John Vadman, what's up? Welcome to the stream. First time in the live stream. I like to watch the stream. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy them. Hopefully some of the tips that I'm giving out have helped to make some gold. Let me know if so in the chat. What professions are you focusing on? You like seeing the builds and trying to copy them? Wait, why are they going horribly? Which one? Let me know which one didn't work out, and I'll maybe I can help you figure out how to get it to work. Because I'm very careful to like not try and recommend builds that I don't think will work for other people. Because I think there's enough of that content on YouTube. Not trying to throw shade, just saying. I feel like there's a lot of content creators out there who have builds that sound really good on paper. And again, I don't really think it's something you can blame anyone on. I think what tends to happen is that if there's a video with like 10,000 views on it, right? If you've seen the video, probably like 1,000 other people have as well around the same time. And so probably everyone's trying the same thing at the same time. And that's why there's no gold in whatever that thing is at that moment, right? At least that's the way I see it. Okay, we have enough artisan security. Let's go ahead and place the crafting order for our toolbox here. And let's, on this account, we'll hop over to our blacksmith and get that crafted as well. Blacksmithing, we need the current expansion only, and I think the one that we need is, we have the apron at terrible quality, and we have the hammer, so what we need is the toolbox. I'll go ahead and set that to Aeon. I probably could have changed that to 12 hours, but it is what it is. Too late now. But tell me, John, which builds did you try that didn't end up working out? I'm sad to hear that. I also grabbed my snack, by the way. Potentially a controversial choice, and I'll explain why. Because this right here is a Nutella and cheese sandwich. And I know people feel some kind of ways about mixing chocolate and cheese. And I don't get why, because I will die on this hill. Fire combination, hard recommend. If you haven't tried Nutella and cheese or like chocolate and cheese together, you're missing out on life. Okay, so John, you're saying I just have too many tunes and I'm still trying to set up even more alts, so I lose the overview of all the builds and target and forget about them. The builds are great at you right. Okay. Yeah, dude, I have the exact same issue. Between remix and like just other alts I had lying around and then I leveled up here and there and stuff like that, I think I ended up having something like 38 or 40 level 70 alts that I was planning on sticking professions on for the War Within. And actually, the last Dark Moon Fair, I sat down and actually slapped professions on all of them. I haven't leveled up any of the professions on them. But I have the exact same issue where I keep swapping between characters, and so none of my characters have like completed builds. There's a very few of them where I have actually sat down and like sorted out their builds. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. The nice thing is that like as long as you're having fun with it, that's the main thing, right? Because like I always say, the lowest gold per hour you can possibly have is burning yourself out and then quitting the game. But as long as you're having fun with it, there's nothing wrong with that ultimately. I would say for each of the characters, I literally, I mean, I'll show you right here. I have this like janky ass little piece of paper that has like each of the character names and what build that I decided to go with for them. So that's how I'm sort of tracking things outside of the game because I've been struggling with that as well. And then inside the game, what I tend to do is once I've picked whatever item they're going to specialize crafting in, or like they're going to specialize, yeah, in crafting in, I'll just go ahead and favorite those. And so the second I log onto this character, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this dude is just all like profession equipment, right? And that's the other way I stay a little bit focused. Also because then when I use Craftsman, which is this complicated looking add-on that's all over my screen right now, you can actually go in here and filter by only favorites. And so when I'm figuring out what I need to craft on this dude, it will only pick, profitable items from those favorites, which is what I want to do because I know that those are the items that I've specialized in. And so we'll have better margins on or be able to better compete with the, competition on. A lot of times it doesn't really matter because there's items that I haven't specialized in and then I'm still able to, make good margins on. But I mean, by and large, that's how that goes, right? Okay. So this guy has to do his patron crafting orders is one thing, and then also he has to do crafting orders for two of my alts, and I think there's a third one somewhere that I also need to do a crafting order for. I just don't remember which character that is. But okay, looks like he already has enough mats here to get this done. Although, do we want to spend 7,300 gold on this? Yeah, screw it. Like I said, I've been regretting every time I get like rank 4 or lower profession equipment on any of my characters. So it's probably for the best for me to actually go ahead and just max rank this anyway. Because Lord knows I'll pay it off pretty quick on most of these tunes. As long as my build isn't completely screwed. In which case, I mean, it's less of a concern anyway. All right, I underestimated how dry the toasted sandwich would be, and my throat is just dying right now. I think because I'm trying to talk, like, between talking, which is already drying out my throat a little bit, and then also the dryness of the toast. And I'm trying to be healthy here. So in addition to the Nutella, there's protein cheese, which is really good. Um, but also it makes things a little bit drier, if I'm being honest here. The multi-procs are so good. I like it. I didn't do Professions and Dragonflight, so it's new to me. Oh, dude, I'm excited for you then, because the Dragonflight Profession system was amazing. And they only improved on it significantly in the War Within. I don't think there's anything that I prefer from the Dragonflight system over the way the changes they made in the War Within. So you're definitely getting the best version of the system, especially the patron crafting order system. I know a lot of people don't care for it. I am fully on board. I am fully sold. I absolutely love it. I think it's phenomenal. But yeah, multi-craft is amazing. It's by far my favorite stat. I wish there was anything I could do to get more multi-craft, because you don't even have a multi-craft enchant, right? Like, resourcefulness is the best. All right, another customer for another 10 grand there. Let's message this dude our little boilerplate line. Quickly remembering why I don't tend to eat on stream. I just don't. I just don't like there being that much like dead silence on the stream. Dude, 5 nullstones for professional equipment is trash. I'm so not here for that. These nullstones are so freaking expensive. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And we know we'll more than pay for it with well, hopefully if we actually craft things like we're supposed to, then we'll pay it off. Otherwise, all right, we tried a new playlist for the music because I thought we'd do something more chill. But I gotta be honest, this is kind of a strange. Bro, that freaked me out because it said this has a minimum requirement of 5. And so I thought it was saying that it would have to use freaking concentration and like redo it with concentration, which I was not here for. Do you think I should use cheaper? Screw it. It's 23,000 gold for my own professional equipment is kind of expensive and probably isn't the wisest decision. But it is what it is. This is how I treat myself, right? The only thing that I really spend gold on in this game these days is like on things that would make me more gold. Oh, damn it. I forgot to use my ever-burning ignition. Which would have saved me a bit of gold, or at least gotten me some of my mats back. All right, sorry. Okay, so we did some more crafting orders. We got our professional equipment on this dude here, and so now we can guarantee rank 3 crafts on the weapon stones, which I'm stoked for because these do sell in the region-wide auction house. Although it is saying that I can make more percentage profit by crafting the rank 2s. And the sale rate's pretty decent on the rank 2s as well. So probably we should craft some of these at rank 2 as well. But yeah, I've been targeting getting this guy to the point that he can craft the rank 3s for a while. So happy that we finally actually got to that. Boom, look at that. 30 and 45% on these weapon stones. And the thing I like about these as a market is that they're on the region-wide auction house. And they're consumable, so the demand for this will stay high throughout the entirety of the expansion, right? And again, we're going to do our little min-maxy thing of, right, seeing which of these finishing reagents allow us to maximize the amount of profit we can get. Now, again, in most cases, these won't take an item from being unprofitable to being profitable, but they can get kind of crazy because if you're using this multi-craft one, in a lot of cases, you can go from something like 3 or 4% margins to sometimes as high as like 20, 25% just by using that finishing reagent, right? Which is banging, to put it succinctly. But okay, so I mean, just to recap, essentially we picked an item, right? This is sort of what I've been talking about on stream in the past as well. The way you make gold is you pick an item. In the case of this character, we picked the Iron Claw, the different Iron Claw weight stones and razor stones, right? We then identified which tree we would need to go into, both to unlock the recipe and then also to get more skill, right? We maxed out the skill, got as much skill as we could, and then every other knowledge point we got, we put into secondary stats, primarily multi-craft, and then gradually working our way around to the other stats, right? As we saved up our artisan's acuity, we built up the different profession equipment in our secondary stats. And now we can bulk craft this item, right? We then use the craft sim interface to test out which other finishing reagents we can use to sweeten the deal. And now all we need to do is log on every couple of days and bulk craft a whole bunch of these. And then it's just as simple as like listing them on a daily basis until they sell out, right? Fairly straightforward. All right. Sorry, I had to update my to-do list there. But okay, is there anything else that I'm missing out? Let's check the Ironclaw Razor Stone. Because I think I'm out of stock on these two. Yep. We are 45% profit margin. Dude, that's wild. Like, so wild that I'm genuinely concerned that I have my numbers wrong somewhere along the way. But I think that probably is right. It just has been a while since I've actually gone ahead and crafted those. Oh, wait, no. Razor Stone is fine. Weight Stone, it's the Wet Stone. Dude, why is... Yeah, we saw this yesterday as well. The Wet Stone, for whatever reason, does not have any profits. The rank 2 has a 5% profit margin, but I mean, that's hardly decent. And the rank 3s just have no profit in them. It's okay. We unlocked one more item that was kind of profitable. And in all honesty... that one is the less profitable one of the two. The one we originally had was more profitable in any case. But hey, it is what it is. At least now we know we can craft it if and when it does become more profitable. I mean, theoretically, I think we could probably craft these at rank 2 as well, and just to make ourselves a little more gold, because 28% profit on the rank 2s isn't too bad, considering we're making only 32% on the rank 3s. If we really wanted to, I mean, yeah, we should be crafting rank 2s of all these as well, just to diversify a bit more and to put a bit more stock on the market, right? Like on the auction house market. All right, folks, we're going to take another quick little break here. Unfortunately, I need to do, as you guys may have noticed, that my sinus issues still haven't gone away, and so I need to do a little bit of a nasal rinse thing, which maybe TMI. Sorry if it is, but I'm just gonna go do that real quick, and then we'll come back and get back to the stream. All right, so see you guys in a few. Hello, gang. All right, and we are back. Sinuses flushed out. For those of you who may care, welcome back to the stream. Let me know how it's going. If you're watching live, drop a message in chat. Today's stream is the Thursday bonus stream. We hit our sub goal on Twitch yesterday, and so as promised, we're doing an extra stream. It's like 11:30 p.m. where I live, so I'm a little bit tired. Ironically enough, like I was saying, generally I don't have an issue staying up until like 4 or 5 a.m. Playing WoW allegedly. But of course, the day that I know that I'm going to be doing a later night stream is the day that I'm all of a sudden super tired in the evening. So hopefully my energy levels don't sound too bad. I can't really. It's too late for me to like do like caffeine, right? To like make it a more like energetic, pumped up stream, right? We can't. I can't like have a Red Bull or whatever. Like I would usually do prior to the start of stream, and I also don't want to make it too late of a night because tomorrow is the scheduled stream, and so I do want to make sure that lives up to all of the mediocrity that I'm known for on this channel. But yeah, so we spent the early top part doing our patron crafting orders for our blacksmith tailor. I think we also did some patron orders on my main. We then basically fixed this guy's build, or rather continued to build on this guy's profession build. Threw build in there twice for y'all, so that he can basically specialize in crafting these weapon stones and these tool stones, right? And now that we've done that, we're actually going to go ahead and craft those items because, Lord knows I've spent too much time so far this expansion putting together builds and then not actually like crafting with them. And so, yeah, I figured that I'd use this stream to try and get myself to actually do the things that I'm supposed to be doing with these characters as opposed to just coming up with fun builds and then not really actually dedicating enough time to actually make proper gold with them. Beyond that, I've also just been giving you guys a bit of a peek at how much just how much I snack at night. So far on stream, we've done sour candy. We did a Nutella and cheese sandwich, which I still stand by. Nutella and cheese on a toasted sandwich, goat shit, and I will stand on that. I will stand for that. But okay, so we are continuing along. We got to craft an ever-burning ignition, and then we got to craft our stones. But no, I also did order some more snacks. I've talked about this on stream before, but unfortunately, for better or for worse, the place that I live, you can basically get groceries delivered more or less 24 hours a day within 7 to 15 minutes is basically what the service promises. And I do have a nasty habit of ordering like a freaking 7-year-old. Literally, like a 7-year-old who's just gotten their like mom's credit card, right? Is how I place orders for groceries. Because I just placed an order. It's 11:30 p.m. right now, and I just placed an order for like candy, chocolate, like potato chips, and like a bunch of other random crap. I also ordered some Red Bull for tomorrow's stream, so yeah, like I said, like a 7-year-old with a credit card, which, if you ask me, is how any good like road trip grocery haul should look, or like gaming grocery haul should look like. Just like a 7-year-old stole their mom's credit card and then went wild with it. What do you guys think? What's your guys' go-to gaming snacks or like streaming snacks if you guys stream? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching the VOD later on. But okay, we're having an okay run. I was gonna say we're having a decent run, but we've not proc multicraft that many times. I don't know why we're not getting the stats here, the recipe statistics, because usually Trade Skill Master, God bless Trade Skill Master, but usually Craftsim will tell me here how many procs we had, right? How many we were supposed to have, how many we actually had, all of that fun stuff. But we know we bought mats for 20 and we got 27 out of them. So I think we have one multicraft proc here where we proc 3, and then we had 2 more here and here where we proc 3 and 2. So I mean, totally we got 7 more. But we also procced, actually we got like 5 multi-craft procs. But we also proc resourcefulness multiple times on the null stones, which is sick. Yeah. What does the delivery service cost? So that's the crazy thing, is it's completely free. Like, you have to hit a minimum order. But the minimum order is literally the equivalent of like $10. Yeah, I'm way too spoiled. And the funny thing is that most often there's like some promo code or the other, and so it actually usually works out cheaper than actually going to the store myself. Which is also not, which is, I mean, I was gonna say not great, but it's not, like, I don't know, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because on one hand, it's so convenient, but I do also worry that like it's a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? Because if they ever stop offering that, it's gonna feel like such a downgrade in life. But yeah, I mean, right now, like, I pay like a monthly subscription fee, and then as long as I order like $10 worth of stuff at one time, it's delivered within 15 minutes. And the lowest, like the quickest I've had it, I literally timed it once. I think I was ordering like Reese's cups or something like that at like midnight. Dude, they delivered in 7 minutes. Like, it was 7 minutes between when I hit place order and when the dude was at my door, like ring the doorbell with the stuff. And I was like, this is wild. Like, this does not seem like it should be doable. Yeah, but hey, if someone else wants to figure out the logistics to get me Reese's cups in 7 minutes without a delivery fee, I am not gonna stand in their way. All right, I am the wrong. I am not the man for that job, because I will sit here and order as many Reese's, as many packs of Reese's as I can get. All right, which of these should we use for the remaining mats? I think these ones are selling for more, right? But the sale rate on these is lower, whereas these sell a lot more. All right, screw it. Let's do this one. And we should probably craft some of the rank 2s as well, since we have the mats on deck anyway. And we proc resourcefulness on the null stones, which is always a good time. What happens if I use rank 1 mats? Oh, wait, the mat margins basically stay the same. Screw it, let's just do this. 42%, 42%. Yeah, all right, let's not use best quality reagents. Let's just use this to burn out the rest of our null stones. I mean, on paper, I should also be just intentionally crafting these rank 2s, because they are profitable and they do sell decently well. But I don't know if I can be bothered to buy more null stones to craft rank 2 items. I'd rather hop over to another character and look at some builds there. But okay, there we go. 100,000 gold in profit just from weapon stones and profession tool stones, which is pretty sweet. And again, if you want to see what the build looks like, or if you want to know how we're doing this, I mean, just check out the VOD probably on YouTube and rewind a little bit. Yeah, and that should have you sorted. Yo, if anyone's watching on Twitch, can you let me know, is the stream working well? Because it seems to be a little janky on my end. Okay, looks like it refreshed after I hit that button. But anyways, if you are watching live, drop a message in chat. YouTube vertical, right? Twitch, whatever you're watching on, drop a message in chat. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if you're gonna steal this build off of me. Start competing with me for these weapon stones here. I mean, ideally I should have crafted them in more bulk, right? 100,000 gold in profit is nice, but ultimately this is still very small scale. We've got like 20 to 30 of these that we crafted. Though if we look at the sale rate, there's only about 6 region average daily sold, so probably should cover us for a couple days. Similarly with the weight stones, right, the blunt weapon stones as well. It looks like the region average daily sale is 61, and we crafted 111 of them. I suppose we could craft more of the rank 2s if we really wanted to, but do we really want to? I mean, you know, just because we can doesn't mean we should. Oh, what'd I say? Groceries are here. All right, my 7-year-old candy, chocolate, and chip order is here. So I'm gonna go grab that real quick. The timer will say 5 minutes, but we're not gonna take the full 5. I'm just literally gonna grab those and come back. All right. So see you guys in like 2 or 3 minutes. All right, and we are back. Janky headset, very much in tow. If you're watching on Twitch, by the way, we have the little goal over there. So if you guys want to help me out and help me sort this situation out, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out. Trying to save up for a new headset so that I don't have to deal with this dangly thing. What's up, Legendarism? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Want to join normal? I'm guessing you mean a normal mode raid. I would love to be honest, but honestly, it's already about midnight, and I'm still crafting right now, and I still have a bunch of other alts to get to as well. But I may join you guys next time around. I'll be honest, I'm also a little bit nervous about raiding just because I haven't, the last, outside of like LFR, which I guess you could count as raiding, but not really, like I don't consider it raiding, and Black Temple, which was the time walking raid, which I definitely don't consider raiding. The only other time I've raided is in Remix, and that I also don't consider raiding. So yeah, I'm also a little bit nervous about the idea of like going into a raid because I feel like I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. but go for it, have fun, and maybe I'll join you for one of the other raids. Was there anything we had to do on Dyrez? We did missives on Aghog. Oh, I think on Kealordrio, which is my demon hunter, we had some stuff that we wanted to do there. Right? Is there any other? Are there any other characters that I wanted to min-max anything on? Oh, we'll hop onto my engineer as well, and do some of the. We have to do some crafting on him. I'll explain once we're on him for engineering. But okay, so we did the weight stones. The next thing I wanted to do was basically how I'm creating these trade skill master groups. This is going to be a very quick and dirty guide, just because of the fact that I know a bunch of people have already asked me about the trade skill master guides, and so I want to do a very quick and dirty guide. I will do a more in-depth guide on what do you call it? I will do a more in-depth guide on setting up trade skill master groups and things like that. The thing is, for now, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little overview if in case you're curious as to how I'm doing it. But essentially what you're going to want to do, jot down a time note here, timestamp here. All right. So a quick and dirty guide to how I'm using Trade Skill Master is basically I just created a base group. Well, no, I created a group that has specifically for the War Within, under which I created separate groups for each of the professions, right? What I then do is I will create subgroups and basically add each of the items that I want to sell into one of these groups. All right. That's the first step. All right. The second thing I will do is I will generally set up a mailing operation to mail it to my banker, right? And this is also super simple. If we come in here, you'll see you'll set a target character, keep the amount to 0, set max quantity, no, and you can choose, what groups you want to add it to, or if you want to ignore it on any faction realms or whatever it is. All right. That's basically it. The only other operation that we need to worry about is the auctioning operation, which is the more important one. Now, if we come over to blacksmithing, right, we'll come down to stones because that's what we're working on right now. And I have these set to groups for just X1 and X4. And that's because some of these recipes, well, one of the recipes, the mats only craft one of the items, and that's what the X1 is here. But essentially, I've added the Iron Claw Razor Stone rank 2. And now what I do is, if we come over to operations, I basically have operations that just have a minimum price set up. And so we'll click through and take a look at what this operation looks like in a second. But the first thing that I'm going to do is basically I'm going to figure out what is the cheapest I can sell the rank 2 stones for. All right. And to do that, I'll come into Craft Sim here. I'll set the maximum quality to rank 2 and then hit assign so that it automatically tells me what the cheapest mats are. All right. Now, according to this, it's telling me that at 3,590 gold, it will, I'll make about a 32% profit margin, 992 gold, right? Which is great, but I don't want to set it to 3,590 because guess what? If the price drops by like 5 gold tomorrow, my Trade Skill Master operation isn't going to post it. So instead, I need to figure out what the lowest price I can tell Trade Skill Master to post this at is. All right. And I've just been doing this super jankily by coming in here into Craft Sim, setting a price override, and then literally like throwing numbers at the wall and seeing what number makes this number go basically red. So we know we could, if we needed to, we could sell this for 3,000 gold and still break a profit. Let's test it a little bit lower as well. Yes, I think 2,800 gold is fair enough, right? And so what we'll do is we will... Why is Trade Skill Master being janky? Okay, because I have it set at this. All right, so we don't want to do that. All right, but anyways, we'll come in here, we'll override this, and I'll see if I already have a group created. It looks like I do already have an operation created for 2,800 gold. So, bosh, done. Bob's your uncle. Right, there we go. Coming into what this group actually is, though, details, you don't need to change anything here. You can add, operations to specific groups through here if you'd like. I prefer doing it in the group itself. The more interesting part is this posting section, and I generally tend to post things for 12 hours on the region-wide auction house. That's probably your best bet. For local servers, I would go as much as 24 hours. It really depends on how often you're going to check. How often are you going to log on and check, right? Generally, the post costs are fairly negligible in my mind. I don't spend too much time worrying about those. So I would recommend, if you play the game once a day, then set it to 24 hours and GG. For something like cross-realm trading, I would recommend probably 24 or 48 hours at least. I currently have everything set to 12 hours, but that's also because I will log on to the game throughout the day. If I wasn't able to do that, and certainly when I was like in the office 4 or 5 days a week, I would tend to set that to 24 or even 48 hours, just so that my auctions were posted for the majority of the time. Post cap, I go with 5. No real special reason as to why. It depends. On some of the items you'll see here, I'll do 50. On some of them, I'll do 20. If they're items that I expect to sell in bigger bulk, then I may do that instead. Yeah, beyond that, I'll come down here. I'll just set a minimum price to the price that we discussed, right? That we've figured out by using CraftSim. And yeah, I leave maximum price to the default setting. You can tinker around with it if you want. I don't really bother. And same thing with the normal price. And lastly, on the canceling, yeah, these as well I have not messed with at all. But yeah, you want to cancel undercut auctions. You can check. I mean, this is a personal preference thing. It's not going to make much of a difference. And again, I've not really been cancel scanning all that much for these auctions. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's a very quick and dirty overview of how I'm doing my craft sim, my trade skill master operations. In case any of y'all who were asking about those was curious, that's how we do that. All right, so we need to now go ahead and do the exact same process for all 4 varieties of this. Right, we did it for 1, which is the 1 times 1, like the one craft 1 stone and get 1 stone item. We need to do it for the rank 3 version of this. And I'll say change this. We'll do that. I think we can probably still go lower on this as well. I think probably even 4,000 gold, maybe profitable here. Let's see. Okay, Legenders, you're saying you run every day at this hour. Okay, sick. I may join you guys another one of these days then. 3900 G. I think we can get away with 3500 G for the rank 3. Okay, that's sort of the boundary. I think 3600 G should. Yeah, 2% is not great. Ideally, we wouldn't want to sell at that amount. So we'll see when we pop a 3 in here. I'm kind of lazy, so we'll do 3800 G just because I already have a group created for that, and I'm too lazy to like create a new group. Although I shouldn't be. Screw it, we'll do 3505. It's fine. I generally. Well, also because we use mirror powder when we crafted these, so theoretically that would allow us to, yeah, 3,500 gold is fine. Again, it's very quick, very dirty. I would recommend spend a little bit more time on this than I am, especially if you're not comfortable with Trade Skill Master, because Trade Skill Master can be pretty complicated and take a bit to get used to. I'm probably missing covering some of like the logic or things like that. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below or in chat, and I'll do my best to answer them to you. But I've also been using Trade Skill Master for like over 10 years. I think we did the math the other day. But I've literally been using it for like 10 years at this point. And so I kind of feel like I sort of get how Trade Skill Master works to a decent degree. The systems are definitely a little bit more logical than Blizzard's sometimes are. Okay, we're looking at the rank 2s, and we're saying that we want to see if we can sell these as low as 600 G. I doubt. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. 800 G maybe. Again, this is not the way that any of this should be going, because this is janktacular to say the least. But again, it's been working for me, and I'm very much of the opinion of like, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? Here I think we may screw it. We'll do 750 gold. But again, just because I'm too lazy to create a new group for it. Not because I think that's actually what that number should be. All right, and then for the rank 3s, similar boat probably. Can we sell them for 1,000 G profitably? We can, and probably even lower than that. Let's try 750 G. No, we can't do it at 750 G. Relax. Relax. Where's our sweet spot? Is it 900 G? Oh, we're close though. We are close. We may have to set it to 1,000 gold. 950 G works. I don't know if I have an operation like that though. 900 G. I think we just saw 900 G didn't work, right? Oh, it's right at break even. Screw it, let's do it, because what we'll do is we will anyway be using the mirror powder, which will probably make 900G profitable. 2%. All right, yeah, that's fair enough. Again, this is mainly just to have like a lower threshold. The only reason we're putting this operation together really is to tell Trade Skill Master, look, like if it's above this, don't bother me and post it. And then if it's below that, I'll generally tend to check anyway. And I'm not too fussy about having that exactly rounded to the right, like, thing. You know what I mean? I don't know why you would, because that was the vaguest sentence that anyone's ever made. But as you guys may know, if you watch any of my other streams, I tend to become even less coherent when I'm tired, even more so than usual. Which is why we'll probably wrap up the stream in a few here. In all honesty, yeah, like I said, today is very much a bonus stream. I promised you guys I would do a bonus stream if we hit the sub goal on yesterday's stream, and so I wanted to live up to that at the very least. But yeah, I'm honestly too knackered. I don't even know why, dude. It's not that late. I'm usually up so much later. But again, it's just that thing, right? Like the second my body knows that I need to be up is when it's like, we are kind of tired though, aren't we? Like we're like super exhausted, right? Like, but okay. So I think the other thing we wanted to do with blacksmithing was that we did our patron crafting orders. We need to pick up the knowledge point treasures. Not a huge priority. We can do this later in the week. I'm not too concerned. The only other thing that we need to do for blacksmithing to like really get through this character is to use up the concentration. And so let's do that quickly just so that I can at least have one character that is like done with all of their things. We won't restrict it to only favorites. We'll change this to concentration value. I think that's what we want to do. Although we may be better off going to relative profit or actual profit. I think actual profit's probably the move. And then we hit this, we hit that. And now CraftSim will give us a list of exactly what we should be spending our concentration on. I think technically concentration value is a better one. Problem is that they keep rejigging these, and so things do change around a little bit. And so, yeah, you may have different choices here. John, it's fine. I hope you had a great stream tomorrow. You don't know if you can catch it. Otherwise, you'll try the stream later. Oh, okay, sick. Thank you for wishing me for a good stream tomorrow. Yeah, so it's basically at noon GMT. I don't know if that time zone helps. But yeah, so that's when it's scheduled for tomorrow. All right, you know what? We are going to remove gear from here because I'm not spending concentration on freaking rank 5 leveling gear. That's dumb as hell. All right, let's attempt this again. And let's hear charge alloy. All right, that makes a bit more sense. Because I think we'll be able to do like 3 of those. Dude, why are adjustable frameworks so jacked up? Screw it, let's just do the charge alloys. Are these the ones that I've been using on my blacksmith to craft profession equipment with? Because if so, I've gotten so many of these from just doing crafting orders from other people and proccing resourcefulness on them. I mean, it's lit. I'm not complaining. Dude, Craft Sim sometimes gets a little janktastic with things. I'm not gonna lie. Optimize 282 is probably the best we can do. All right, let's 282. Can we push it further though? Can we push it further? 2 and 5. Why isn't it 282? There we go. 282. Yeah. So basically we can do 3 of these. What I'm trying to figure out is if I can somehow squeeze like a fourth one in there. I don't think I can unless I proc ingenuity. And I don't know if does this guy have his ingenuity potions? I don't see one on here. Ingenuity. No, we don't. All right, so we gotta buy the ingenuity potion, which we shall do. But then we'll do 3 of these. Dude, that's like 5,000 gold profit. See, this is why I can't get into concentration. Cause I mean, like this does not excite me. I'm not going to bother logging onto a character every 3 days to make 5,000 gold profit, right? Like this is just not exciting. And I'm sure that there may be other things that I could craft. Like probably that's why you don't want to do it with like blacksmithing. Maybe there's like let's try including not learned and let's see if that gives us anything that like makes the concentration thing sexier. No, even the unlearned like even with the unlearned recipes, yeah, this isn't sexy to me. Like this isn't gonna make me do it. When I say sexy, I mean like I'm just not gonna do it. I don't care. Like for 5,000 gold, I'd rather just leave this concentration bar full on the off chance that I need to use it for like a patron order or something like that. And even then, it's probably not gonna happen. Probably not gonna happen if we're being real. I mean, let's see for tailoring. We can use it on Weaver Cloth Spell Thread. The thing is, I can craft these at rank 3 anyway and make pretty close to the same amount of profit. I'm like, okay, it's just not that interesting to me. You know what I mean? I could craft 3 of these. That's going to be another 5,000. So like now every 3 days, I'm going to log on to this dude to use up my concentration and make maybe 10,000 gold. Like that's not fun. I'd rather just hop onto the guy I have who can bulk craft these. And yeah, the percentage margin will be less, but guess what? I can queue up 100 of them and make 100,000 gold instead. I mean, that's what we just did with this, right? We just crafted these razor stones in bulk, not using concentration, and made 100,000. And I get that the argument is that like, oh yeah, but you know, how much time and energy did you put in to getting to this point? And the reality is probably not as much time as if I had tried to set this up on like different alts in order to what do you call it? In order to be able to craft it at this level. I think that's how I expected that sentence to end. Midro, welcome. What's up? Welcome to the chat. How's it going? Joining the the bonus late stream. we hit our sub goal on stream yesterday, so yeah, as promised, this is the bonus stream, and it's gone decently well, right? We sorted out a new blacksmithing build. I mean, not entirely new, but we unlocked a whole bunch of new stuff for the weapon stones and the tool stones and stuff like that. And then we crafted some profession equipment. We talked a little bit about what else did we cover? What else did we cover? We did some craft scan stuff. We did a recap of like the overall system, right? We spent some time talking about the fact that if you're ordering snacks for gaming, it needs to look like 7-year-old got your card. We're not going to do a mailbox opening on stream today, but we may do. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the bag of groceries that I just got because I think it's kind of funny the way I order groceries when I'm gaming. I don't know. I not funny as much as I want to see. I want to get your guys' opinion as to whether or not this is a suitable gaming snack haul. Different mindsets now with regional auction house being there for a few years now already. Yeah. I mean, honestly, even before that, I think it's more so with the new profession system, right? And so it's really just a war within thing. I think the thing is there's so many people hyping up concentration builds and I just don't see it. Like I don't fully understand. Like I understand the appeal of them on paper, but I just can't get them to feel great for me to the point that I would actually do it, right? At any given point, I mean, right now on this account, all of my characters are capped on concentration. And seeing that, I feel like I should be more upset or like more in a mood to do something about it. But honestly, I'm kind of not because, for instance, this guy has a pretty decent build. But best case scenario, if we use up all of his concentration for both professions, we're making maybe 10,000 gold in profit, which I kind of don't care. Before regional auction house, I don't think you can print gold like where we are now with consumables. Oh, dude, you always could. You always could. Keep in mind, the first like WoW player to hit 1 billion gold, I think it was. No, not a billion. Maybe not 1 billion. It may have been 1 billion. I think it was that crazy though, because I remember being like, "What the frick are people talking about?" But I'm fairly certain the first WoW billionaire, like the first guy to hit 1 billion gold in WoW, was back in Wrath, bro. Wrath. Think about how long ago that was. Think about how much simpler the game, the economy, everything was. But there was a dude who I think was just like a gem crafter in Wrath who managed to hit 1 billion liquid gold. Um, so I think, in fact, in some ways, there were easier ways to make stupid amounts of gold earlier, prior to the region-wide auction house, because of the fact that you could control a market like for like Illidan or something like that. You have limited potential buyers, sure, but depending on the server you're playing on, you also have potentially fewer like less competition. You know what I mean? So previously, if you could be the only dude on Illidan that, like, was buying herbs cheaper, you messaged all of the like big herb sellers, it was a lot easier to do things like that. And I know that because of the fact that I tried to do that. Like, that's what I used to do during Kata, is I had hired a bunch of gatherers and I had told them, look, do not put your ore on the auction house. Mail it to me at this price. And if you feel like you need more gold for it, message me in chat or send me a mail and we can renegotiate. But do whatever you do, do not put it on the auction house. And that never ended up really working out because it turns out people don't like working for like we're having jobs in games. So I tried to start a cartel. Well, not a cartel. I tried to. They used to have this thing that you would get banned for called abuse of the economy, right? And I don't think that I don't think that fell under bannable offense because it never worked. Dude, what is happening? This late stream. I've been admitting to way too much crap. I admitted to using a bug that I thought may have been a bug earlier, and now I'm admitting to the fact that I was trying to control the market. I mean, I was doing it on Illidan, and I was buying like maybe a couple thousand ore per day from these miners. So it's not like it was anything crazy, but you only have limited potential buyers. If you can control the market, then different story. Flip and reset. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it was a lot easier to flip and reset and control markets when it was on a server specific thing, like on a server specific auction house, right? Because with the region wide auction house, you may be able to control the market a little bit, but it's just all of the like your entire region is playing on the same field, right? And so it's a lot harder to do that. And the other thing you got to keep in mind is that in doing that, it's also now you're competing with like region firsts, right? If, for instance, we were back in the old days, I may be one of the only, like, there's going to be a lot fewer people who can actually craft, I don't know, these razor stones, right? On paper, at least, there'd be a lot fewer people who could unlock this and craft and stuff like that. So there's just a lot less competition as well. Cash on delivery used to be a thing. I mean, it's still a thing. I'll still have people be like, "Oh, I'll COD you this," and I'm like, "Why, dude? It's 2024. What are we? We're both gonna wait an hour for your mail to reach me? Like, that's dumb as hell." Actually, is that still, dude? That's what broke my brain for a bit in freaking vanilla, man. When I was playing classic. When I was playing Classic and when I was playing Season of Discovery, it broke my brain that mailing things between my alts would take 2 hours. I somehow completely blanked on the fact that mail used to take 2 hours during vanilla. Because I played back in vanilla. I don't remember it ever taking 2 hours for mail, but I guess it did. And yeah, so having a banker alt wasn't really all that simple, because if you I mean, I was used to doing the retail thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, you just like log out at whatever inn you're at, and before doing that, you mail everything to your banker alt, right? Then you log off your main, and then you log over to the your freaking banker alt. You post everything in the auction house, and then you go to bed, right? I remember doing that, but I don't know when they changed that in vanilla. In at what stage of vanilla they changed that at. But it did seem weird to me that, like, I get that, like, classic is supposed to be classic, but, like, I mean, come on, give me some of the quality of life things, right? Like, but maybe that's also because I don't fully understand. I don't fully understand exactly what all the classic Andes are looking for. Classic was slow. Slow is nice. We were rather playing the game, rather than sitting at auction house and doing undercuts all day. Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. Um, but I think also part of it is like you got to keep in mind that that was like back in the day when we all had like all this time after school to play. You know what I mean? I've been playing this game for 20 years, man. Like in middle school, I could come home, do my homework or skip my homework and play WoW a whole bunch. And it was, you know what I mean? Like I had the time to do that. Whereas I feel like now most of people who've been playing that long and who haven't like quit or whatever or like moved to another game or whatever it is are probably like working jobs. They're probably married. I mean, the same way I am, right? Like you got a job, you got a wife, you got maybe a husband, you got like you got a spouse, you may have kids, right? Like you just have a lot less time to play. And so that's why I think retail kind of hits that spot, right? And I know that there were always like older people playing back then as well, right? I remember in my guild mates, like a lot of them would be older, have kids, have jobs, have whatever. And that was just a thing. But like, yeah, you'd need to sacrifice a lot to play WoW now. I mean, if to play vanilla, yeah, dude, I don't get how the classic people do it. The classic vanilla folks, I mean, God bless them. I know there's like a lot of dad gamers and things like that, but I'm still like, if I feel like if you're a dad gamer, because I know there's this like reputation of like dad gamers playing vanilla a lot or playing classic a lot. But I'm like, if you're a dad gamer, wouldn't you want to play retail? Because I feel like retail has that best, like you can get in, do a couple delves, do whatever the thing is, and then get on with your day. I feel like that's the move, right? All right. Anyway, I'm ranting. MMORPGs in general take a lot of time. Well, yeah, I don't know. I to be fair, I've tried a bunch of different MMORPGs over the year. I almost always just trying to like chase the high of WoW. And I mean that in that like trying to find something that feels anywhere near as good as playing WoW does, right? Or like whatever. And it's not like as I've yet to find another MMO that like ever hit as well. Genshin Impact was kind of fun, but the main thing was it was fun because of the fact that I was playing it on the iPad, and so it was cool that I could be like lying in bed or on the couch or whatever and like playing an MMO that kind of felt kind of cool. And there were a couple of other like iPad ones along the way. There's one by that like what's the name? Gameloft. Gameloft does the like like the knockoffs of like all other popular games, right? They had one that was kind of decent. That was kind of cool. And then on the Oculus, I tried out some VR MMOs as well, and those were just janky as all hell. Like none of those were any good. At least when I tried them out. I may start doing some. I'm trying to figure out if there's like a fun way that I could do like a VR stream. I probably need to watch more VR streamers to kind of see how people do that. But I feel like it could be fun. Primarily because of the fact that I hate horror games. Like I'm just not good with like jump scares and things like that. And so I feel like it could be kind of fun and or funny to like do that live on stream, like playing a horror game or some shit. I feel like that could be fun, but I don't know how to get chat to work and all that stuff. So I'd have to see how we do that. But yeah, beyond that, what other MMOs have I played that like I don't think there was anything, man. Like I think Eve I tried. Eve I really wanted to like because of the fact that everyone and their mother has always told me that like, oh, if you like playing the economy in WoW, like Eve is where it's at. Like WoW economy is like nothing compared to the Eve economy. And so I was always tempted, but I could never like get properly into it. What other? I'm trying to think if there's any other MMOs that I really got into. I think that's more or less it. Oh, John, you're a dad gamer? Good stuff. Retail is more fun, IMO. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like, the thing is, I mean, like touch wood, I'm not a dad yet. That I know about. But no, I'm not a dad yet, and despite that, like I feel like you'd be so time constrained as a dad. At least talking to my friends who have had kids already. Like it just seems like there's so little time in the day that like I don't get why you would want to play anything that requires you like in vanilla you could spend 3 hours in classic without going up a level, right? Like that's entirely feasible at like the later levels. Um, I feel like why would you want to sign up for that? Like, wouldn't you want to play something that you can like get in and feel like you're making meaningful progress every day? I guess if you're doing it at like a chiller pace and like if you're just kind of okay with that, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. Like I definitely believe like as long as you're having fun, whatever you're doing, as long as you're having fun. I think a lot of times, like a lot of the sweaty part of this community is forgets that like the whole reason we're doing this is to have fun. You know what I mean? Like at least that should be the main reason that anyone's playing World of Warcraft is to have fun. And like that's what I think it all comes back to by and large, at least in my mind. Yes, the horror game stream. If you've seen any of my reactions, you know that like I can't help but like overreact to a lot of things, which is why I think it would be kind of funny to do a horror game stream, especially in VR, dude. Because I also have like terrible arachnophobia. And I remember I got Green Hell. I don't know if you guys have heard of Green Hell, but there's a game called Green Hell VR where you're basically dropped in the middle of like this island, right? This like tropical island, and you basically need to like cobble together like a hut and like all this different stuff until you can get rescued, right? And you got to figure out like what happened, how you got stranded there, and stuff like that, right? It was a PC game. It was super popular. They released a VR version for it, and yeah, dude, I tried playing that, and literally my wife thought I was like getting murdered in the room next door because I was playing it at night, and she had like started to wrap up, and at one point I turned around and like there was this giant spider, and I started shrieking like a little girl, dude. Luckily, a couple patches later, they like put it in arachnophobia mode. But dude, I was dying. I'd like that, and I remember when I first got my VR headset, I like this dude once snuck up behind me in VR, and I just freaking punched the wall, like almost cracked my controller and shit. So yeah, I think it could be fun. If you had more time, you'd play Classic too. Yeah, I mean, it really does come down to that. I like with Season of Discovery as well. I would be lying if I would if I was to say that I didn't have a great time playing it. It was a lot of fun. Especially the nostalgia piece, right? Like I've been playing World of Warcraft for 20 freaking years. So it being in like I don't know, like old school Darkshore or like being in like Duskwood, right? Brought me back to like being a middle schooler, right? And so like there's like a lot of nostalgia. Like those zones are so beautiful. There is like a lot of peacefulness to it, right? Like I feel like it's a lot less hectic of a game. It's a lot lazier of a pace, right? Like the rotations are slower. Everything's kind of just feels like it feels great. The problem is it just takes too long. Like if time wasn't an item, like wasn't a thing, if I didn't have anything else to do with my life, I would love to sink more time into classic, but it's just not feasible. I mean, I still think though, if you're trying to make gold to buy game time, Cataclassic is by far the easiest way to go about it. Dude, literally in like 2 weeks, in the first 2 weeks, I already had enough gold for like 3 or 4 tokens of playing Wrath Classic. And Kata, from what I recall, was a great expansion for Goldmaking as well. So it is what it is. Wait, Midro, what's your? I'm guessing it's a suggestion. You have another candidate for a horror game? I'm almost afraid to ask. You haven't played a horror game since Dead Space? Dude, Dead Space was literally the last time that I was like tempted to play a horror game. I'm not going to lie to you. I got creeped out at parts of like Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I would sometimes play with my noise canceling AirPods in. And then my wife would walk up behind me and I would just freaking jump out of my seat because she'd tap me on my shoulder and be like, oh. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2, actually, no, the other one was Hogwarts Legacy, man. Hogwarts Legacy. I would be in like one of those creepy caverns or something like that, and she'd just show up behind me. That was not a fun time. But wait, Midro, what's your suggestion? Okay, let's do these freaking patron orders. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this one I probably shouldn't be doing. Because I don't know that it's necessarily worth it, but this guy's made me a good amount of gold already. And so I feel like I should, yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, the way I treat myself, like the thing I enjoy spending my gold on, which is probably kind of sad, is profession equipment. It's like on profession stuff. And I can justify, I can write it off in my WoW taxes as a business expense. The damn booty pay tax collectors cannot screw me over for it, because I can write it off on my taxes as a business expense. All right, that's how I'm going to justify splurging on profession equipment. Okay, and then we're crafting profession equipment for our other characters as well. I'm just going to go ahead and queue those up while we're here, because otherwise I'm going to keep running back and forth between the auction house, which is not going to be a good time. Oh, so this is for my main. Can I guarantee it at... Oh, I can guarantee it at rank 5 for 25,000 gold. What do we think, chat? What do we think? To be fair, that's like 2 crafting orders. We'll have already paid for it. So, I mean, we can kind of go... We can probably just do it. Right? Screw it. Oh, annoyingly, I crafted a bunch of these. And then I forgot to send one over to this dude. Oh, that's painful. That is pain. I don't think it's accounting for that in this price. You know what? No, we'll come back and do these. Because the whole reason we're doing the patron orders is to get more knowledge points so that we can max out the profession equipment tree, which will then allow us to craft it a little bit cheaper, hopefully. If our math has worked out, then that's how that'll work. And so I think that's the order we should do this in. All right, let's check alchemy patron orders. Still haven't figured out my alchemy build. As you can see, I've kind of gone all over the place here. We are spread all over the place. Well, but again, tomorrow's stream, if you're interested in the alchemy, tomorrow we're gonna do like an alchemapalooza. Alchemapalooza? Does that? All right, we'll workshop the name off stream. All right, I'll workshop the name off stream and find something that sounds less dumb. Although I make no promises. It may end up. It may end up like I may not be able to come up with anything better. Dude, Millhouse Mana Storm is such trash. He gives you the worst orders with like no mats, freaking the worst rewards. Let's see here. Okay, Millhouse. You want me to throw in 300 gold's not bad. I do that. All right, I take it back. That one he's okay on. This one we're actually turning a profit on. That's not bad. Okay. Today, Millhouse isn't too bad. At least I think so. Am I building a concentration build or any spec? I mean, to be honest, the way I've done most of the professions until now, and the only profession that this hasn't worked for is alchemy, is basically I figure out how to bulk craft something, whatever it is, whether that's profession equipment, gear, consumables is a personal favorite, like just because I like the region-wide auction house. And then I use up the concentration to just craft some of those items a little bit cheaper and make my margins overall a little bit better, right? I don't have any characters yet that I have built purely for concentration. And alchemy is the only one that I like. I have a couple of, and I've talked about them all on stream. I've given these away, so if you've been watching the stream, you probably could have done these already and made a little bit of gold off them. I just would, because I would talk about them near the end of the stream, and then I would be so tired right after stream that I wouldn't get around to actually doing anything with them. And then by the time I come back, they'd already not be profitable. But yeah, I mean, I think on yesterday's stream, the build we identified was that we could do the Flask of Tempered Versatility with the points we had, not too many more. And I think what we were going to do is we were going to use rank 1 materials and either craft the rank 1 flasks or something like that. At another point, we had the Vicious Flask of Honor. Yeah, see, again, this one sort of vacillates all over the place. I think this is probably the move. But again, it's so hard to predict, man. And I think what happens is sometimes it looks really good because of the fact that Auctionator snapshots the wrong price for one of the mats. And so it thinks that we're able to have a lot more profit. But otherwise, I mean, 73% margin, this is a no-brainer, right? Vicious Flask of Honor, you know these will sell because it gives you 15% bonus honor. Who doesn't want that if you're PvPing? I think it's a bit harder to catch up on alch builds, if not concentration builds. I mean, yeah, because I don't know if there's any other item in the game that has a recipe difficulty of 755 right out the jump, right? That's just a ridiculously insane ask that they have. Which is what makes it all the crazier to me that, like, supposedly, again, I feel like I'm talking out of school because I don't fully know all this, but the fact that people were saying that there were individual players who, like, in week 1 had like hundreds of these posted at rank 3. It's like, all right, there's no way that they crafted those with concentration. It's just literally impossible for one player to have that many of them. You know what I mean? Which is what led everyone to think that there was probably, well, which is what led people to double down on the fact that there appeared to be a major exploit you could do to max out your alchemy knowledge points earlier, which would allow you to craft these in bulk at rank 3. And I tend to believe that that is what happened. But okay, anyways, I can't be bothered to figure out the patron orders for that. I think might be possible with shuffle. No, man, no. Because the point is that the shuffle, best case scenario, you'll get all of your accessories, and the most benefit you could get on paper, at least, is you would be 30 knowledge points ahead of everyone, right? Purely based off of if you had more artisan security, because once you have your profession accessories and you have the 3 knowledge point books bought, right, and maybe the recipes for the first craft bonuses, but again, those are negligible amounts, right? That's like if you're lucky, a couple of knowledge points here and there. And maybe a little bit of extra artisan security. I mean, literally 5 extra artisan security. So I discount the value of the recipes, but ultimately it would only be a 30 knowledge point difference, like, or like lead that you would have, right? And as you can see, for something like the Flask of Alchemical Chaos, 30 knowledge points here will get you further, but it's not going to let you max out anything. I mean, I think you would need to be fully maxed out here, and potentially also being a goblin will help you a little bit, but even then, not enough to make a significant amount of difference. Whereas we know that there was an exploit that you could do to reset all of your patron crafting orders, and I mean, yeah, there were a bunch of people who did that, and I mean, so much so that literally like a week or two ago, I was literally. I've talked about this on stream before. I was like, there was someone on Reddit who was literally saying like, well, obviously, so I did the exploit and like I exploited and that's how I was able to get to this. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, how are you talking about this openly? And why is your account not banned? Why has Blizzard not banned you? Like, what these people did was very clearly an exploit. There was no world in which you were like, oh, I accidentally did this. And so the fact that like Blizzard didn't ban them, it was like there was no way that you could mistake it for natural gameplay, because it just wasn't a thing that like you would do it in the right, like with some of these people who got banned for exploiting and stuff like that. It's like when it's things like the rep thing that like Gingy got caught for, and like the world first raiders. I'm singling out Gingy, but it was a bunch of the world first raiders and a bunch of other people as well, including some of the goblin content creators and things like that, right? Like who got banned. It was just because the fact that they were logged onto 2 accounts at any given time, which I think a lot of us do. I mean, I know I do it all the time. And so that like that kind of an exploit, I can sort of be like, okay, they may not have realized that it was an exploit, right? Or they may not have been trying to exploit it. It could have just happened naturally. The thing is, the exploit that you had to do to reset your patron crafting orders was very intentional. And should be very, very easy for Blizzard to track. I don't know how like why or how they wouldn't have done that already. I haven't seen anything about another ban wave. My hope is that they just did it and everyone kept quiet, but let's be honest, that's not how this works. Yeah. But I mean, basically, I think you'd essentially need to have all of this maxed out, and then you'd use rank 3 materials, and you're still 40 points short. And those 40 points are going to come from having all of this skill filled out, plus having all 3 of your blue profession equipment. But yeah, my point is, you can see how many knowledge points you need here. And so 30 will give you definitely give you a meaningful head start, but it's not going to be the difference between you being able to rank 3 these and not, at least like in week 1. It wouldn't have given you enough of a head start to be able to like mass craft these at rank 3 without concentration, that is. But I mean, speaking of exploits, actually, let's I wanted to look at this real quick because I thought we'd mention this. Have you guys done the like weekly delve quests? Because supposedly, where is it? I think it was this. I was seeing the article just before starting stream. So apparently the do 3 delve quest isn't a weekly reset, it's a daily reset. And so you can get the pinnacle cache daily. Which I feel like doesn't sound like it's intentional, right? It's wild to me that Wowhead has this on the front page. Yeah, right, Midro? This seems, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. This seems like this could get you in trouble. But at the same point, like, it's on the front page of Wowhead. I feel like, if anything, right? So, like, I'm showing this on stream. Do not blame me if you try this and you get banned. I'm probably not going to do it just for that reason. Also, because I don't need pinnacle caches on any of my characters. But yeah, supposedly you can basically do this delve quest on a daily lockout. I've heard people have said that it's a bug though, because in some cases they like logged out and then logged back in and they were able to do the quest again. Which, I don't know, man. You're saying I don't think they'll ban you for this? Dude, they ban people for being logged in on 2 accounts at a time, which is literally something that's completely within the terms of service. Just because of a bug that they had. It's just 590-ish gear. I mean, yeah, but who knows, man? With Blizzard, it's so, like, random. And honestly, is there any, like, it just makes it easier to get the cache. It's not particularly hard to get your weekly caches. Because it's just the first 2 that will give you gear, veteran gear. And then the first 4 will give you restored coffer keys. And I feel like it's probably still going to be easier to just run one of the other events than it's going to be to run 3 delves, right? I suppose if you could technically, if Zekvir counts towards this, then you could just run Zekvir 3 times. And if you've got that fight down, then you can do it pretty quick as well. And so then it could be a quick little way of getting that done. What do the caches give you after? I think after you have gotten your like 2 pieces of gear and you've gotten your 4 restored coffer keys, it's just like random currency, right? But yeah, so my point with this was that like I don't know, man. It seems kind of weird that they're like that Wowhead is flagging something like this. More keys and crystals? Nope. You don't. You get crystals. I don't think you can get any more keys from that though. I think beyond that, the only keys you can get are if you unlock them to buy them with the undercoins through the like NPC, through the like Delver's seasonal journey thing, or through like farming up the like key fragments, or like wrap unlocks and things like that. Right, is the only way you get more keys. Unless I'm mistaken. If you know any other ways, let me know in chat. To be fair, I've been sitting on quite a few keys for a little bit now. My favorite comment. I saw my favorite Wowhead comment in a while though, and I wanted to shout it out. Careful, this might get you a vacation. I don't know why I found that freaking hilarious. Using this method to get your pinnacle caches may get you a WoW vacation. I don't know, man. That just really made me laugh. And a vacation is what I need. I mean, low key, dude. When people were getting banned for like that rep thing, right? Because it was a 3-day ban, right? Like, it was a nice and neat little ban. I was like, I mean, I almost wonder, like, would it be the worst thing if I just like took 3 days off the game right now? But I mean, I'm genuinely having fun. I mean, that's the thing. If I like, I've been taking some of the weekends off, and I'm not mad at that, right? I've been hanging out with people. I'll probably take some time off this weekend as well. I mean, take some time off as in like I take a day or two off, where I just like don't open up WoW at all. And I think it's important, and I think we should all be doing that. I think it's wild that like that isn't as like isn't fully normalized. Oh, more cash and crystals. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you can never really have enough cash, can you? Especially if you have an alt army, because you need what is it like 1,300 cash per alt to get their knowledge point books. Let alone if you want to buy the recipes as well. And they barely get any. Let's all take a day off. The funny part is this, man, like Blizzard gives us the server downtime for like longer and longer periods of time every week. So if you want to take the day off, I mean, you could realistically take the entirety of Tuesday off. Cuz Blizzard does kind of give you that day off. If we're being fair here. But okay, so I think finishing up on this, dude, I think the concentration is pointless. I will take a look at it again some other time, but yeah, you're not gonna catch me doing his concentration cooldowns, man. It's the rewards are too weak for 10 grand. I cannot be bothered. It's just, ugh. Yeah, we're not. I'm not bothering. Why is concentration checked on? Should we do our cloth cooldown? I think the cloth cooldowns were probably okay to do, right? Oh, let's spend our knowledge points. Is there anything else that I need this guy to do? When unraveling and weaving cloth. Oh, I could make him into my unraveler. What do you have any of you guys in chat spend any time unraveling? Is there still good gold in it? And if so, what tool do I want? Is it does he need a resourcefulness tool? I don't have enough to test this out. You still do your garrisons? Wait, why are you doing your garrisons in 2024, Mijo? What the fuck? I mean, I'll be honest. I used to like I would have from time to time use my garrison Hearthstone and like go do the garrison mission table just because it's like with that add-on you just like it takes like 30 seconds. But I was mainly doing that for because I would craft transmog. Like I would craft wad transmog that would sell for a pretty penny. And then there's also some other random items that you can only get from WAD that sell for decent gold. One example is on my engineer, the freaking ultimate army knife, right? Like that sells for a nice little bit of gold. So I'd craft a bunch of those. But why else? Like, I guess the pet charm. No, you don't even get pet charms from the garrisons. Why are you still doing your garrisons? I'm so confused. Midro, you gotta let me know, man. What am I missing? What am I not seeing? Wait, I think we said we were going to potentially look at unraveling. I feel like I had someone else who was more specialized into unraveling though. I feel like this guy we should just now start dumping points into cloth, right? Into cloth cooldowns. The question is, do we double down into dawn weaving or do we spread into dusk weaving and start going that way? I think probably we double down into dawn weaving. Because let's say we have 30 points, right? So we can max out dawn weaving. We have 33 points, right? And did we have any crafting orders or did we do them all? I think we did them all. Oh, we have 35 points. All right, so we put 20 points here, let's say, and then that leaves us another 15 points. And is the move to put them into dawn weave tailoring or into from dusk until dawn? 15 will give you 5 skill, 10 skill, and 30 ingenuity. I mean, the ingenuity I could give a damn about. If we put Another 15 points in here. We'll get to 30, which will give us Daybreak Spell Threat. And I think that's a better use of our concentration. So let's say we do 30 here, right? Screw that. We're not going to do that. What else do we have that can skill us up? Dawn Thread Lining. Well, we're not going to do that anyway because my other... I mean, we could use Dawn Thread Lining for concentration, but screw that, low-key. What more do we need to guarantee these at rank 3? Oh, Weaving and Unraveling. Oh. All right, let's do this. Rank 2, 43%, right? If we max out Dawn Weaving, 43% becomes 49%, and we get like 10 extra cooldowns. So that makes it a little bit better. But dude, we're still talking about like 7,500 gold every time we run all the cooldowns. Right? This is why I don't like this is why I can't get myself excited about like cooldown builds. You know? 49%, I mean that made no difference. The hell was that? The fuck was the point of that? Sorry, this is a late night stream. You're going to hear me swearing more often, right? Hopefully the kids have gone to bed. All right, so Dawn Weaving, not overhyped. Beyond that, bro, none of this shit is doing fucking anything. I mean, are we then better off maxing out Dawn Weaving and then going into Weaving and Unraveling? Does that do anything for... That doesn't do shit either. Is Dawn more profitable now? I've by and large, I feel like Dawn Weave has been more profitable every time I've checked. I think I've gone Dawn Weave on 2 of my tailors and Dusk Weave on 2 of them, just to like kind of diversify. But I think Dawn Weave is generally a bit more profitable because of the fact that that's the healer spec, and generally fewer people seem to cater to healers for whatever reason. Like Duskweave is for the DPS specs, and so I think everyone thinks, okay, there's going to be more DPS characters, because there will be more DPS characters, like DPS casters, than there will be healers, like cloth healers, which is true, but as a result also there's a lot more people catering to that market, and so that's why initially I went Dawnweave. Although my plan was always to have an even split between both of them and to not double down too heavily on either one. Yeah. But I think it'll even out, to be honest. I think you can go either route. If you're doing multiple tailors, there's no reason to not go one of each. Just to diversify your risk a little bit. You better off dive into one. No, I don't mean on an individual character. I mean between different alts. Assuming you're using like your alt army for cloth cooldowns. On one character, yeah, pick one and double down on it. And then once you fully max out the tree, you can go into the other one. And one of my tailors is already at that point where like they've mostly maxed out Dawn Weaving, so now they're going into Dusk Weaving as well. But yeah, you should definitely, if all you're planning on doing this character, the build that I have on this guy he's not designed for, like, his main mission isn't crafting bolts. His main mission is just crafting finishing reagents, like these embroidery threads here, right? And that, again, like I know every time I mention this, people are like I think a lot of people think like, oh, all he's gonna do is finishing reagents, bro. Trust me. Insane amounts of gold. He's made over 1.2 million gold at this point selling finishing reagents. Right, that's just the embroidery threads the tailors use, and the polishing clots that jewel crafters use. And you can see what the profit margins are here. Right, when I'm saying 1.2 million gold in sales, the profit margins are 664%. We can just take the average here. An average profit percentage of 125%. right? So that's like 700,000 gold worth of profit on just freaking finishing reagents. And I'm not even on top of this. Like I'll hop over to him and craft a couple, like maybe 100 or 200 anytime I remember it, which is like maybe once a week I'll actually bother crafting these. If I really wanted to move these, I could probably craft a couple hundred every single day and just sit there posting them up on the auction house and like maybe cancel scanning and cut it. But again, they're on the region-wide auction house, so like you could probably sell, I mean, within reason, as many as you really want. You don't think people are actively using finishing reagents at the moment? No. I thought it was the exact same thing in Dragonflight, because in Dragonflight I very rarely use finishing reagents. I think in the War Within a lot more people are, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the fact that if you're using concentration, you're probably going to want to get the most bang for your buck out of individual crafts, right? If you're using concentration to craft something that has multi-craft, for instance, if you can get your multi-craft higher for that item, because the item that you'll get back, let's say the mirror powder, right, which gives you more multi-craft, those go for 150 gold. If you think it's gonna give you a 10% chance of getting an item that's gonna be worth 1,500 gold, right? So let's say you're crafting an armor kit and it's worth 2,000 gold, and it increases, gives you 10% more chance to multi-craft on that armor kit. 150 gold is more than well worth it. Now, I think the rank 3s, I think there's probably fewer people using those. But the rank 2s and the rank 1s, for sure, those sell. And even these ones, to be fair, this guy's only been crafting the rank 3s, and they sell, bro. They sell. They're really not too expensive to use. I personally only use the mirror powder, which is the multi-craft one. And then for like crafting orders, I'll use the resourcefulness framework. Even though it's expensive, it usually works out. But again, the simplest way to check whether or not you should be using them is just literally using Craftim, because it allows you to simulate here all the different potential finishing reagents, and most of them will give you a little bit of something. I would say it's definitely always worth checking if you can make a little bit more gold out of something. For certain things, like for spell threads, it's silly to not. It's really silly to not use what do you call it? The mirror powder on spell threads, just because the profit margin jump you get is kind of insane. Anything that's basically a like a more expensive item that can proc multi-craft, fairly often, if not all the time, more or less, multi-craft, like the multi-craft mirror powder, is going to be super handy. You don't find any mass craft using finishing agent? Like I said, like I just said, using the mirror powder for multi-crafts, for things like spell threads, for thunderous drums, you can't use them on. What's the other item? I don't think armor kits you can use mirror powder on either. There's something else that I use them for, and I'm blanking on what. I mean, dude, we just earlier in the stream, we were bulk crafting weapon stones, and we used mirror powder for that as well. And that gave us like an extra 7 or 8% profit. And that's just mirror powder. To be honest, you could probably find an argument for some of the other finishing reagents as well. There's one that'll give you like better results from multi-craft. Yeah, this one. When crafting, multi-craft yields 19% more when crafting consumable items. Now, if you're a jewel crafter, right? If you're bulk crafting blasphemites, let's say, or you're bulk crafting whatever gems you're doing, as long as 19% of the value of the item, like there's a math equation you could do to figure out if this item is worth it or not for you, and Craftsman will do all that math for you, so it's fairly painless. And it does make sense that if you've stacked all the multi-craft you can, then throwing an extra 200 gold in to have a chance at getting 19% more items when you proc multi-craft is definitely worth it. Especially if you're doing like huge bulk crafts of like gems and like epic gems or anything like that. They will sell for sure. Heck, I mean, even in Dragonflight, actually, the only item that I would use, the only finishing reagent that I would reliably use was this one, the embroidery thread. And I would use it because basically with the bags, in a lot of cases, the only way you can make a profit on bags, like just these basic weaver cloth bags or whatever. Dude, 1 second. What is going on? Why are weaver cloth bags 46% profit? Dude, what? The hell is going on here? The fuck, am I misreading something? Okay. Something's messed up here. Auctionator's messing with me. No shot that there's 48% profit in weaver cloth bags right now. In any case, my point is for something like this, sticking on one of these items will frequently make you more gold. Maybe not for this one in specific, but let's say the like, where's the blue bag? The frick is this? Yeah, here on this, right? If you can save yourself dawn weave or dusk weave or whatever this is, it very often it'll pay for itself. I mean, it won't now because I'm trying to explain something on stream, and so anytime I try and explain anything on stream, the universe conspires to make it not be the case. Yeah, but there's definitely uses for it. And I would say also if you're doing a bunch of crafting orders, or if you're doing things like, I mean, arguably, potentially even for things like the crafted PvP gear, I could see there being a good case being made to use one of the resourcefulness finishing reagents. Right? Why can't I? If you're using all rank 3 materials, let's say, right? Then using something like an embroidery thread that'll give you some more resourcefulness could make sense in some cases. I can't find an example right now, despite my best attempts, but mind explaining a bit what the War Within finishing reagents do you use in mass crafting? Yeah, so like I was saying, the main one that I use, because of the fact that I mainly bulk craft things for the auction house, is just mirror powder. I was planning on setting up a separate enchanter who would just produce mirror powder. I haven't done that yet, and the last couple times I checked, it just didn't make sense profit-wise. But can I show you a worked example anywhere here? Does this dude have anything that I think on the convincingly realistic jumper cables, we do use these. All right. This guy, if he uses his multi-craft tool, which we want to do, I can show you an example here with these, right? Because basically the story is that, bro, 73%? Oh, frick yeah. Let's do this shit. Oh, hell yeah, we gotta bulk craft these. Oh, and we're out of stock too. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, we gotta do that. But yeah, so let's see the jumper cables, the engineering jumper cables, right? 73% profit margin. If I'm to stick mirror powder on it, never mind. Ah, bro. All right, maybe not on this one. 96% for the rank 2s. Jesus. That is, yo, that's a sick margin. I don't know why the freaking numbers on this shit aren't working out the way I thought they would. Just for the purpose of the example, I'm not saying it for. Oh, bro, wait, I can just show you on this guy. Yeah, we crafted a bunch of weapon stones earlier. The change in numbers, if it worked, like a lot of times it won't work, as you can see with all the examples I just tried to show you. Like mirror powder is not gonna help anything, but when it works, bro, it adds a good amount of margin. So 48%, right? And then if we slap the rank 2 mirror powder, 51%. So about 3% extra margin there, right? Which may not sound like a much, but if you're crafting 100 of them, and if you're crafting an item that's worth 2,223 gold, I mean, think of it this way, right? Yeah, we can do the math really simply here. So CraftSim is telling us that each extra point of multicraft that we have is worth 2 gold and 33 silver, which means that this item that gives us 240 multicraft as long as as long as we can buy it for less than 240 times 2.33 gold, which I think is somewhere around like 500 gold. It's profitable for us to add them in. So yeah, I would definitely, whatever, any item you're planning on crafting, especially if you're planning on bulk crafting it, heck, even if you're just concentration crafting it, mess around with the finishing reagents, because there's a good chance that you can squeeze a little bit more profit out of that. And especially if you're using concentration, you really want to try and get as much profit as you can out of everything. But yeah. All right, that said, it is 1 a.m. What do you think? Should we do a quick little grocery haul? Or should we just wrap up the stream here? I'll leave it to y'all. I'll leave it up to y'all. Yeah, because I think we are gonna wrap up the stream here, because I can feel myself starting to fade, and I don't wanna make it too late tonight, because I wanna have a really good stream tomorrow. Like, if anything, I'd rather we do an hour less today, and that we do like an extra hour tomorrow stream. Yeah. But anyways, with that said, I think we'll wrap it up here. Yeah, probably gonna snack a little bit before we get to bed. We've got Nutella biscuits on deck. We've got, what's we got in here? We've got Mexican chili chips. We got our Reese's. We're good to go, right? Like I said, if you're ordering gaming snacks, it's got to look like a 7-year-old stole their mom's credit card. And I think I accomplished that. We got some magic masala chips as well, so your boy's ready to go. But again, me trying to eat on stream earlier didn't work, just because the mic picked up too much of the audio. So I'll tuck into all of this after we end the stream here. Chips are always nice. Yeah, man. I used to never be much of a chip eater, and then my wife would, like, because I would also just like I would never lie on the couch watching TV. I'd like watch on my iPad, usually at my desk playing World of Warcraft, if we're being honest, right? But then my wife got me into, like, when we first got married and like moved in together, she'd be like, "Oh, we should like lie on the couch and watch movies or TV shows together and stuff like that." And then she'd like break out chips. And so I started getting into the habit of freaking eating chips, man, and it's been hard to I don't have them often, but like I do like ordering them every now and then and freaking going to town on them, because they're so freaking good, man. But I've also been slacking. I haven't been in the gym in a couple days. Although I did actually go for like a 30-minute walk today. Admittedly on the treadmill, but that's also because I'm still battling my freaking allergies. Anyway, enough ranting about my problems and my fatness. Let's wrap up the stream here, and I will see all of you lovely people as scheduled tomorrow at 4 p.m. my time, which is like noon GMT. Thank you so much to everyone who joined the stream today. I honestly didn't know how this would go, because I definitely wanted to do the stream, because on yesterday's stream we said if we hit the sub goal, then we do a bonus stream, right? So I didn't have a choice there. I didn't want to scam my chat just yet or ever. Yeah, so I also thought I would like schedule it better, and then I was just busy through the day, and so I really only ended up like putting a message in Discord and on Twitter like 15 minutes before the stream started. So I wasn't sure if like anyone was actually going to join, but I think we did okay. I think we did relatively okay in terms of viewer numbers. So thank you everyone who stopped by. Thank you everyone who chatted. I know we had some people drop follows earlier on in the stream. Thank you everyone. Thank you for all the things. As already mentioned, I'm trying to get the funds to replace this janky ass broken headset. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing on Twitch. It really does help me out. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a subscribe as well. Drop a like, comment, right? Do all of the things. Really, it really helps me out. And hopefully we can hit the goal this month, and I can get this stupid freaking headset replaced. Anyway, thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead. Have a great night ahead, whatever time it is in your time zone. And I will see all of you lovely, lovely people on tomorrow's stream. Until then, may the RNG gods be ever in your favor. And I hope you guys make even more gold than I do. All right. Have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.